suck up, or what look like suck up parts of the city, destroying majority of Elturel that you could tell, or what it seemed like it was doing. And you just saw it ripped basically from where it was into the ground, leaving a giant crater where the river has now flooded into. After standing for a second, Rhea, taking her horse, starts galloping straight down the hill towards the what looks like to you guys like little specks of people coming out of the water and coming off the bridge, potential survivors.
So is the darkened companion still in the sky, or is that gone now?
It is gone.
All right, then I'm gonna follow her.
Agree.
As we'll roll.
Ooh,
Yep.
Everybody put it together on this?
I think so.
Yep.
Trying to save some people.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys get all the way down to where kind of Rhea's running with her horse, galloping downwards, and see Rhea dismount ahead of you and start pulling some of the people off of the bridge who appear to have several claw marks on them. Some of them have been struck by stone. Other ones you see that around you can see that there's many dead bodies actually floating in the water. People who tried to get out but just couldn't make it out in time. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, everyone.
Christ.
Pretty good at those.
I see nothing.
Jesus.
Pretty good at those, he says.
That one. Woo!
Raul, you were so distracted by just watching what happened, you actually fall behind the group and are too far away to actually notice anything that's happening. Zephyr, you just kind of like accidentally guide your horse in the wrong way and like end up on a different path and then kind of like detouring back. Brant, Yins, and Murko, as you guys approach, each of you will notice that there's several individuals that appear to be kind of struck or wounded that may be able to use your help about 50 feet away, kind of like on the water's edge of what now appears to be this giant crater that has been formed.
So are they attempting to go somewhere, or are they just like looking real hurt and sad over there?
Yeah, you see one is actually crawling out of the water. Two of them are kind of like leaning back on some stones, obviously wounded in some type of way.
Yeah, I'm gonna head that way.
Yeah, I'll follow. And I'm sorry, did you say the crater is flooded with water?
Yes, the nearby river has flooded this crater, and now it looks... Now, where Elturel stood appears to be a lake.
Is it still like lakeifying, or is it a full lake, or is it still filling?
It appears to be filling still to some extent. The water level is like gently rising as the river kind of comes downstream and fills it in the gaps. Sure, yeah, you guys approach these guys too. And once you get there, what are you trying to do?
So I'm gonna immediately look for people with, like severe wounds, or otherwise like head wounds, or really old people or really young people, like those things first, and then work my way down the list of severity.
Cool. Go ahead and make me a medicine check here and a perception check. What about the other two?
Murko's never really helped anyone, and he's sort of way beyond himself here. So he's kind of just following Brant's lead and giving him a hand any way that he can.
Cool. Brant, you can re-roll both of those so you have advantage.
All right.
And then We have one more.
I keep rolling poorly for the things I'm good at. Ugh.
Yeah, I think I'd be
Did mildly better.
focused on like if there are people like stuck in the water or like about to be like consumed by water.
Sure, go ahead and make me a perception check. Very nice. Brant, with a 16 and a 17, you do identify the two people who are needing most help are actually the one that's kind of crawling up on shore, appears to have been struck by some rock. You just see like blood kind of like splashing off of him, kind of drifting into the water behind him as he's trying to pull himself out. You also notice that there appears to be what looks like claw marks from here, but you can't exactly make out what they are from. It doesn't look familiar to you. Jens, in the water, you actually see that there appears to be a young child trying to get to shore, but doesn't know how to swim, it looks like.
How far away are they from the shore?
They're about
I'd like go towards the edge of the water
15 feet out.
for sure. I'd like to try and throw them a rope. I'll like wait out partially until it drops off, or if I can, or if the drop off's too steep, I'll just throw the rope.
Yeah, you go about 5 feet, and it's only like 10 feet out. I would say you can like easily throw the rope to them. The little kid, young boy, it looks like, grabs onto the rope and is easily able to pull him in. The little boy, once he's on shore, just grabs a hold of your legs. Brant, so what would you like to do?
So you said there was two people that like desperately need help. How many other people are like in the crowd around us?
I mean, there's just refugees everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. Like, there's people all over, like, the entire surrounding of Elturel. You see small figures on the other side of what looks like now a lake, as well as people gathered around near you, getting out and kind of getting there. But these are the two people that would stand out to you the most, because they look the most hurt out of everyone.
Alright, I will use my lay on hands and put 3 HP into each of them.
Can do so.
So, like, what do they look like? Like, what kind of people are they?
About to show you.
Cool.
The first person that you'll find appears to be a soldier of some kind. He has a kind of long sword that's attached to his hip, but he is bloody, like slashed across the chest. Appears to have taken some shrapnel on his back from stone. Not doing so hot. He like blearily looks up at you as blood's dripping through his eyes as you approach.
So I'll just he's laying on the ground, right? So I'll just sort of like pull him away from the water a bit and then pump hit points into him. And sort of just say like, steady. Are you alright?
How many hit points are you giving him?
3 at the moment, just to sort of stabilize him.
Sure. Yeah, he sputters, coughing up blood. I don't know what that was. They came from everywhere.
And then, as he says that, can I look up and actually, never mind. It's too short range. Never mind. But can I scan and see if I see any creatures like in the water or flying around anywhere? Like, is it just people at this point, or are there still some sort of creatures around?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just stick with your 16 perception since this is pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, you look around and it doesn't appear to be any type of creatures. It's literally just people and refugees who are stumbling out of the water. There's a lot of blood. and quite a few dead bodies in the water, but yeah, there are no creatures that are like trying to kill anyone that you can see.
So, you know, seeing that he's a guard, and he was obviously present and was obviously attacked, I'm gonna give him another 4 points. No, I'm gonna give him another 3 points of healing.
Gotta stabilize a little bit here now that you've kind of helped him up and got him going and give him some heals. And I don't know, I've never seen something like that before. They whatever they are, I don't even know how to describe them.
Give me some features. What did they look like?
They're different. They're different. All of them different. Some horns, some claws. It was madness. Lightning struck, and I just never seen anything like it in my time.
It'll be all right. Rest. You've done what you can. Thank you.
It was a massacre. And he just kind of like hobbles on his, taking out his longsword, hobbles on his longsword and kind of leans back against a rock.
Am I within earshot?
You are.
Hey, would horns and claws ring a bell?
Based on what?
Based on hearing there were the horns and claws, they were everywhere.
What would horns and claws sound like to Jens?
Billy, you don't. I don't even have to roll. I have no idea. That's touche, brother. Touche.
Cool.
I'm with Brant.
I'll give you.
So when,
I'll let you roll, but you could roll religion with a disadvantage.
Interesting. Okay.
So there was another person that I put my hit points into, that was looking real rough. Who was that?
Yes. That was. Make sure I have the right person. Yep. Okay. You see this girl. Appears to be wearing some type of mage clothing. Oddly familiar to somebody you've talked to before regarding maybe what she's doing in Elturel. Perhaps attending the academy that the little girl that had wanted to go to the academy there in Elturel had wanted in the first place. She appears to be pretty petite. She's a halfling and is definitely wearing the clothing of a scholar of the academy in Elturel. She... How many hit points did you pump into her?
3.
She does not wake up.
Bruh.
17. With the 17.
Yen, huh?
Go ahead first.
I was just would I having now this little boy on my legs, and clocking the conversation that Jacob said, I probably would have seen Brant healing Althea, though I don't know their name. I'm just questioning about the timing. If I was listening, I'd notice that this person is not waking, correct?
Yes, you would. However, you are thinking and pondering what happened, or what these demonic creatures were. I will say with a 17, you would recognize them as most likely being demons of some kind, but without a further explanation or given more details about what they look like or how they attacked or stuff like that, you wouldn't really know what type of demon they were. You just know they're demonic.
For sure. Having pondered that, I'd like to see if I can, like, go over with my understanding of medicine and see, like, what's going on with this person that's not waking up. Just kind of in a flighty way, not in a, very well thought out way, I'm like inches from sparing the dying, you know what I mean? But like, whoa, what's going on? Kind of in a frantic way.
Sure. You can go ahead and roll me just a straight medicine check. And I will come back to you guys after I check in with the rest of you. Roll, Zephyr, you guys kind of, like, pay attention now. Momentary distraction is gone. You're more attentive of what's going on around you. What are you guys doing?
I guess Zephyr is he doesn't know what to do. He's not had any kind of experience like this before, so he's just like kind of looking in awe and asking around maybe to his party, is there anything I can do to help out? Because I can't heal.
Did you come down with us?
I was late. I did come down, but my perception check was bad, so I kind of skirted off to the side a bit.
Yeah, he's basically now joining the group, like, as in just now.
As I'm arriving at the same time as well, I'll check on the wolf, see how the wolf was reacting to all this.
Yes, go ahead and roll me 3d20 for the wolf.
DM roll, or?
Nope. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Cool. The wolf, takes a second, sniffs the air, kind of looks up at you, and then will kind of, like, take 2 steps forward, and then just kind of, like, lay down. Doesn't know what to make of everything.
I want to go up to Jacob and say, Fran, you say they came, but who was they? Or can you take us from the beginning? You were on duty. You woke up this morning. You had some coffee. You were on duty at some point. And then what?
I'm, just kind of, like, still trying to compose himself here. He's still a little out of it. He looks up and kind of stares at you, and you just roll me an insight check. You can see this man has been scared to the depths of his soul. Like, he is so scared. Like, what you're about to get out of him is probably not going to be much, even if you tried to press him on information. But he's going to answer here. I'm just giving you some context to, like, what you could immediately kind of glean off of how he's acting. He looks at you. It was a slaughter. One moment the bells were ringing, the next, death everywhere. Demons, things, creatures I have never seen. It was a massacre. My whole battalion gone in a second. I don't know what to say. No.
Looking at his dress, is he part of the Hell Riders or Hell Raisers or anybody that we know, or is he just general guard?
You can tell he's not a part of the Hell Riders. However, he does appear to be wearing kind of the canonical Elturguard army's outfit, which is a standing army that doesn't really... It's not the same as, like, the Hell Riders, which is more of, like, a specialized group that's kind of well-known. This is just kind of, like, standard army, Elturguard army uniform.
And then standing up and looking around, scanning. Is there anybody else that looks like they're organized and trying to help people? I think obviously we are, but is there anybody else actively doing that, or is everybody sort of equally victimized other than us?
Go ahead and roll me a perception roll with disadvantage. There's a lot of chaos going on, so... I mean, people are helping other people, but, like, to point out a specific person who's taking charge or leading people, it doesn't really appear that way currently, from what you can see.
I just turn to Brant and I say, he's got the life scared out of him.
For good reason. And I'll sort of look around, and I'll see Zephyr standing there, right, looking confused and scared. And I'll
Pretty
look
much.
around, and I'll sort of look back. There's still like a whole bunch of people in the water and stuff, right?
Yes, there are people swimming to
Yeah.
shore and, like, people being dragged on to shore as well from other people. However, everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check.
It almost can't be worse than last time.
Ugh.
Hey, something good.
Almost can't be worse than last time. Oh my god.
Not much better.
Anything be better
We can
than
only
last
we can never have consistently good rolls. Only 2 people can roll well on any given roll. That's
one.
it.
Then everyone else gets ones.
Murko, Jens, and Rawl, as you guys are kind of like looking around, assessing the situation, you see somebody kind of like picking their way through the crowd, obviously looking for somebody. My friend, please introduce yourself to the group, Matthias.
Like description, that sort of thing.
Yes, what do you look like?
Matthias is average-sized, human-looking person with white hair and big glasses. He wears a ton of equipment, like alchemy beakers, safety pouches, stuff like that. It's clear upon just looking at him that he is a concoctor of mixtures of some kind, in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, that didn't show correctly, but it's the picture that I sent earlier in the media section. Matthias, you are looking for the orphans, correct? I would
Yes.
assume. Yes, you're picking your way through your crowd, and you will notice that there is this group of what appears to be adventurers who have kind of rode in and have been helping people. You definitely will notice that Brant sorry, has healed 2 people that next to him.
Matthias will approach. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a couple of children. Maybe you can help me.
So, I was. Are you addressing me specifically?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was already sort of looking around and saw Zephyr. So I'll sort of rest. What's her name? The halfling. I'll sort of rest the halfling with the ends who is there. And seeing that Zephyr needs some assistance and direction, I'll say sort of, come with me. Obviously, there are some children that are missing, and that is a urgent priority.
Of course. Let me know what I can do.
You have wind, right?
Yes.
Can you do anything to help people out in the water?
I can perhaps blow them closer to shore if I have the right angle.
I leave it to you to decide how best to proceed, but whatever you decide, we need to do it quickly. I'll sort of turn back to this person that I don't know yet, and I'll sort of put out a hand. You'll notice it's a really big hand. Because
Yeah.
he stands up, and he is very tall. But he'll put his hand out to you.
Matthias like looks at it for a second for yes. Matthias, a pleasure to meet
Brant.
you.
Of course. Now, what is it about children?
Yes, there are 3. They go and collect supplies for me in exchange for candies. Their names are Locket the Sham and Baron. I sent them away out of the city before all of this happened. I don't know if they came back before I got back.
You hand out candy to children?
No.
That is funny. You should keep doing whatever it is that you're doing over there. These children are very significant to me. If you would help, I would greatly appreciate it.
Where did you last see him?
Before I left town, I sent them into the forest. They collect simple things for me, beetroots, dillweed, things like that, to keep them out of trouble. They don't need to be around the other bigger kids committing crimes.
What do they look like?
Locket is the only girl. She is an orc. If I remember what I described them as correctly. Hold on 1 second.
Good call, Billy. Good call.
Locket is an orc, and she's the only girl. Sham is a tiefling. He is a dark blue color. His horns are just coming in. And Baron is a white-haired boy, the most stout of the 3 of them.
So looking back the way we came, sort of towards the forest, do I see anything that would resemble, like, shorter stature? Like any people over there? No.
Looking towards where you came from, you do not see...
Oh, Billy,
You're
muted.
muted.
Looking towards the forest where you looked at, you will not see anyone that matches this description.
Cool.
However,
Well, the good... Oh,
if you were to look somewhere else, maybe you might have better luck.
okay. Then can I... Well, then I guess I would start there and then sort of do a sweep. Like a visual top to bottom.
Yeah, I would assume, Matthias, you're helping him here.
Mm.
Go ahead and roll perception with advantage. Matthias is going to hit me here in a sec. Yep. Brant, looking into the water, you see what resembles a little one that appears to be floating with their face down in the water, blood kind of oozing from the sides in the now lake.
I am, like, immediately in the water.
You run into the water. It's about 10 feet out. You grab the body of what appears to be a youngling of some type, and flip them over. Are you checking for a pulse?
At the moment, Brant is trying real hard to keep his cool because he can swim, but he is very heavy, so it like is some effort. So he is trying to get them back to shore.
Raw
And,
will
like,
try to beat
and
up
then-
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw's going to beat him on the edge of the water and try to help him out when he gets there.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, does not very heavy, so you can easily pull them out. You pull them out of the water. You run them over. You get to the land. What are you doing once you get them back over out of the water?
Is there any breathing at all, or are they like totally?
Can I roll medicine?
Yes, you can roll medicine with advantage.
Oof.
With a 14, get the sign that this child is most likely dead. However, this is just a check based on what you can see on their breathing. But then you notice a little sputter as one of the hands moves slightly.
Can I use my lightning hands as a defibrillator?
You can certainly try.
Can I ask if I've already? How am I doing? Where am I at? This has been a long exchange. For Althea's sake, and then perhaps for this person's sake who's about to be electrocuted to death.
Yeah, you're still with Althea as far as I know.
Okay.
But you're nearby, like, everybody's close together. Like, this is all happening
Okay.
within, like, a 20-foot radius.
What am I rolling for said defibrillator check?
You...
Can I say something before we before we short circuit them?
Sure.
Yeah, Zephyr was at the water as like he had told me to go out there. I'm wondering if I could do a less harmful thing to this child.
I've done it
Stripping
before.
Water.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
In character,
As soon
guys.
as I-
In character.
yeah, but like as soon as I pulled them out of the water, I would have started like CPR and then rolled them on the side to like get any water out and then done that, and then I would have done cure wounds.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check with advantage, and then you can roll the cure wounds right afterwards, if you're still trying it.
I don't mean to steal the little thunder.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Fairly certain I stabilized Jens once with a defibrillator hand.
Oh fuck!
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I don't remember it that way.
You were sapped by a magic dagger. I just kept tasing your chest, and you stood up again.
And you said cast the cure wounds after.
You have
Oh wait, no, you
advantage.
said with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. No, it's not any better.
Thank God.
Yep, go ahead and cast cure wounds afterwards.
Who would have thought a 5 was the advantage?
Hey.
Matthias, I assume you're coming running over and seeing
Oh, I didn't mean to cast that twice.
seeing the child that you know very well being
I was like,
carried
do I
out.
recognize the child? You're right, I did end up hating you over this.
Yes, you. What would you do in this situation?
Jesus. So after all the medicine checks, do they look like you said sputtering, some hand movement? Do they look to me like they're alive, or
You can make a medicine check. How close are you? Are you like running up to them, like, or are you
like? This is his child. He'd be like yanking it out of people's hands.
Oh yeah, roll medicine check. You can have advantage here.
19.
This child is on their last legs, and as the cure wounds is cast, you hear a bit of a sputter as the girl looks and sees you and says, "They didn't make it. They're still there." And you see her face, her eyes close. Clearly, this girl is past any capabilities of medicine or even the possibility of cure wounds to be healed at this point. As your magic, the cure wounds that you had going, dissipates from your hands, you notice it wasn't enough.
Can I attempt to rush over and just spare the dying, cradle them?
You could try.
I will try.
You rush over, and as you go to touch them, spare the dying, you're something in the back of your head, feel pressure, almost telling you that this is not going to help this child. With that, anything else that anybody would like to do with the child simply hanging in the hands of our friend?
Rawl is going to pull a shovel out of his pack and just start digging.
Matthias, meet the party. No.
Welcome to my game.
Yeah.
She said they were still there. Where were they? You said they were in the forest.
They were in the forest. That's where I sent them.
But DM, the forest is still not underwater, right? The forest is outside the crater.
Forest is very much so outside the crater.
Huh.
Also, where's that boy at? Is he still on my leg or what? Or I've missed it because I'm rushing.
When you rushed away, he just kind of like let go and kind of stared at you and stared at the child that he assumed is dead as well.
Ah. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I've just traumatized my entire player group.
I think I'm probably still in triage mode. Like, can I look around to see if anyone else is like in dire straits? Like, you know?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Cool.
I feel like that kid's introduction didn't even have closure, and they were dead. Like, what even? What even? No closure. Just hi. Oh, okay.
In character, I'm so broken. Out of character, I don't want to hear shit from you about me being evil ever again. I don't want to hear it. You keep your mouth shut, Dom.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, 22, you will see that there's several people, nobody else is in dire straits. I mean, people are hurt and badly in some aspects, but nobody's actively dying in the circumference of your group.
Okay. I might gain a level of cool-headedness in that moment then.
The most urgent people who were dying have been helped.
Have died?
Or died, yeah.
They're either here or they're not anymore. So.
Anything else any others of you would like to be doing?
Matthias, is that what your name was?
Yes, Matthias.
Matthias, I hate to just sort of move on already, but what exactly happened here?
Gee whiz, friend. Do you think that if I knew that the city was going to blow up, that I would have let the child walk right back into it?
I mean, I didn't know it blew up. I just, but now I do.
The crater wasn't a clue for
Well,
you?
it was, but I talked to a guard who had some different type of information, although it was not necessarily reliable. But it sounded like an attack. What did you see? You just saw the light in the crater that we saw. We were on our way in.
Yes.
But we didn't catch much.
I was on my way back from out of town. I just delivered some potions. When I came back, I saw the lightning in the sky, and by the time I got here, the town was gone.
What do we do now? Did we do
There's
that?
still
Is
two
that has
children
something to do with a
unaccounted
dagger? Sorry, we'll go ahead.
Is the
There are at
grave
least
being done?
still two children unaccounted for.
Oh, right.
Is the grave I dug ready?
Go ahead and
Or-
roll me a survival check.
I am rolling crap today. Come on.
Not quite ready. The child's small, but also an orc, so.
I am curious about, like, are there any folks that I'd recognize from the city nearby, having spent a couple of years there? Particularly, I'm looking for harpers, people who are probably trying to help people. Like, I wouldn't say to go so far as to, like, do a similar thing as Murko and, like, looking for, is there, like, coordination among other people for, like, leadership, but I'm looking for harpers.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Sickness.
See if you remember a very, key information. Yep, nope, you do not. No, nobody looks familiar.
Cool.
Listen,
I-
the other two children are my priority, so I'm going to look for them. But there's someone in town who may have made it out that might have an idea as to what happened. His name is Hiram Oversons. If you can find him, he may be able to tell you what's up.
With this, go ahead and roll another history check with advantage this time. Jens?
Bitch.
That's a roll you don't want Rawl making. Negative to that one.
Jens, you remember Hiram Oversend as actually being a member of the Harpers, previously, in your time, and you would know that he's now retired. But how he knows Matthias is escaping you for some reason?
I'm assuming I don't know Matthias, right?
You do not.
Cool. Sick. Is there anything else that I'd know about Heyman? Other than that, he's retired.
He was a little before your time, to be honest. But you would just know him very briefly as being, I mean, you would just know him as being briefly a part of the, Harpers.
Okay.
As to the context of what he did, you would know... Yeah, I think that's
Perhaps
all you
not
would
a
know,
ton.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, Harpers in general are pretty secretive.
Yeah.
And the organization itself is, like, it's not like a central organization that has, like, one person. It's like a spread out thing. So.
And I canonically know very little of their workings, so that's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you think he's the survivor?
He's a bit tougher than some of the other people here.
Being tough
You-
is all well and good until the sun decides to drop on your head.
Well, he was either helping people across to make it out of danger and got himself caught up in it, or he helped so many people that he was finished and got himself out. I'm hoping, and knowing him how I know him, it is probably the latter, but I'm hoping it's the former.
Is there anyone
Brant?
Go ahead.
No, mine is just flavor. You go
Mine
for
is less flavor. Is there anyone around who looks like somewhat sober from the experience? Like, perhaps, like, who in their right fucking mind is gonna seem like unshaken by this? I don't mean unshaken. I mean like less shaken. Someone. I'm trying to find someone who might be able to
Unfazed?
speak cogently. Yeah, or not less phased.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight check with disadvantage. There's a lot of
Okay.
people.
Totally fair. Adios.
I mean, people look pretty scared to me.
All right.
You hear Rhea come up at this point. Well, looks like you have some people. Who's this? She looks at Matthias.
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 I'd say nice to meet you, but
Yeah, I mean, whatever just happened took my commander and, well, looks like the city with it. Name's Rhea. Nice to meet you. To you, Matthias, Rhea looks like a teenager. And you have no understanding of who she is. So she just looks like this teenager who seems relatively unfazed to everything that just happened. But apparently she's with this group of people that she's with as well.
Well, we're gonna need a place to sleep tonight, and I'm not sure where the next closest bed is gonna be, so we should probably figure that out.
Ray looks at the rest of you. Well, there's, I mean, we should do our best to help the refugees, and probably the best place to travel to would be Baldur's Gate. Much as I hate to say it, everything to the east is probably going to kill us, so it would be better for us to head west.
Yes, would you? I hate to speak up in this moment of tumult, but perhaps the thought of a warm bed would be further from mind. Well, people, they're dying.
Like you said, it's best we help as many as we can and travel with them and protect them. Most of these people couldn't protect themselves even if they tried.
Sure, how I'm supposed to help. I damage things, I punch things, I kill things. Not sure how that helps refugees. But, I mean, I'll help however I can.
Because somebody can always help. It doesn't matter what you're skilled in or what you can do, somebody can always provide their aid. Breaking things is easy. A blunt stick can break something. But it's how you heal that marks who you are.
I don't see a blunt stick healing anyone.
I didn't say that a blunt stick heals. I said that you need to be better than a blunt stick.
Fair enough.
I'm assuming, like, Brant, you still have, like, the child in your arms at this point, so Rhea's just gonna, like, give you a weird look and be like, she dead?
No, no, I didn't have her in my arms. I was like,
on the
doing
ground?
CPR. Yeah, and then I would have stood up after Jens came over. I would have like moved to let Jens be there instead.
Rhea looks down at the child. She dead?
Yeah, she's dead as fuck. I minor illusion a sign that says refugee camp here up on a on a tree.
So
Say,
Murko,
listen, she's not coming back, but there are lots of people here that are still breathing, and it sounds like Matthias has a few more in the woods there. So maybe we should do our best to gather these folks up, find a couple of stragglers out, and maybe make our way over to Baldur's Gate. I don't think we should spend much more time here unless we want to investigate more about what's happened.
Well, I dug a hole. It's about kid-sized. Do with that information as you will. I guess that's how I can help.
Seems we are short on sober folks around. Everyone seems shaken, Murko. I mean, I don't know who is going to be, coherent coherent source of information in this moment for us to learn more. Perhaps only time may aid us in learning more.
I'm gonna start walking around at different survivors. I have, I think, 2 rations in my pouch. I'm gonna sort of break them up and hand them out. Point over to the refugee camp sign over by the rest of the group and tell people that a group of us are huddling up over there, gonna get to safety, and eventually make my way back to the group.
Sure, go ahead and make me a persuasion check with advantage.
In the meantime, I'm gonna take a blanket out of my bedroll, cover the kid.
Oh! Yeah, I mean,
That's a
everybody
refugee camp.
everybody you talk to, like, streamlining, they're grabbing other people with them to kind of like go along. You see there's quite a big group that's forming around this sign. Many hurt, many not doing so hot, but they are encouraged by somebody being able to lead them and guide them. They don't really know where they will go next. Their home was just destroyed. Jens, what were you saying?
I don't think I was saying anything active anymore.
We have to go find those kids. I mean, I'm terrified. I can only imagine how they're feeling.
Just to make it real clear, the little girl sputtered out before she died that they are still in Elturel.
Thanks.
We have to go though. We have to try.
Did I clock that bit of information, Billy? Did we all clock that?
You were all around the little girl when she said it, yep. She said it directly towards Matthias, but you all would have heard it.
Who's gonna be the bearer of bad news, guys? Come on. Come on.
I've delivered enough of that already.
This is dead as
That
fuck.
wasn't really in character, but you know.
She's dead as fuck.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah, I want to say,
brutal.
Murko, when that happened, you said that, and then the whole left side of your body got real warm, and you looked over, and Brant is like steaming, like instantly. Like, you know, his eyes flare up a little bit. And he is pissed that you just said that.
That's why I turned around so quickly and put up my little refugee sign.
So if any of you got wet, your whole left side is now dry.
Fucks off.
And Murko is very pale gray blue skin, so he's got a big sort of red sunburn going down the left side of his face.
Nice and toasty. All right.
I'll stand up in front of the like refugees, survivors, everyone gathering. I'll sort of speak up and say, "All right, listen, everyone. It's a sad day, I know, but we need to all get to safety. This is an active war zone, for all we're aware. If there's any fighting men amongst you, men or women, please come speak to us as we get ready to head off. We're going to the west. We think towards Baldur's Gate. Those of you that need guidance, an escort, we're happy to do so. My name is Murko. This is Brant, Jens, Raul, Zephyr, and our friend here, Matthias. And again, if you're of fighting age, come up and let us know. If you need any particular aid before we leave, let us know as well. Gather up any stragglers and let us also know if there's anybody we should be keeping a particular eye out for. But if they were in the city, I don't think they made it. And I'll sort of wrap up.
Yeah, you'll get quite a few people that like come up to you, older gentlemen or kind of younger people coming up to you, signifying that they're like fighting capable, but you notice like most of these people have been hit with things, hurt in some type of way. Like there's cuts on people. This group is not fighting capable currently, at least from what you can tell.
And then quickly, I'll yell out: Is there a Mr. Oversin among you? Harem Oversin?
Harem Oversin.
what was his name? Something like that. Forgive my accent. Everybody in Baldur's Gate talks like this, by the way.
Oh,
Alright, nobody responds at the Hiram Overton comment.
Alright.
I am Wilberson. Please report to baggage claim or dial 0 on the nearest operator phone.
Matthias is going to move over to Rawl, right? Rawl.
Mm.
And take the child from Jens and put her in the grave. And will you help me cover her, please?
You
As he
got
just
it.
starts, like, scooping dirt.
I'll use my little short shovel, 2 foot long little tiny shovel. Just start scooting it in.
He'll give her funeral rites under his god.
You could do so. What are the rest of you doing as they help send off the young child?
Can I take out my instrument?
Uh-huh. You can.
Take
Oh,
out my
shit.
drums. Let's just with the drum.
Yeah, so while the rites are being performed and stuff, I want to use my instrument.
Is that the hurdy-gurdy?
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yes.
Yo, it's time.
As you do so, a song begins to be played, an accompaniment with the funeral rites that Matthias is giving. Matthias, what funeral rites? What do they look like?
Under Sun, the goddess of love, funeral rites often take the form of remembering the person as they were instead of the person that you kind of perceive them to be. It is the act of carrying their memory with you in the belief that you will carry it with you until you die, and then someone that loves you will carry it with them until they die.
Damn. Woke.
That was off the top of my head too. You like that shit, right?
I don't believe a word. I don't believe it. Too clean.
Good, pretty good. As you begin to play this song and funeral rites begin, Matthias, make me a religion check.
Great fail.
Oh,
No.
She was a baby. That's what I'm blaming it on. She was a child.
Yeah, as this begins, you start to notice the water on shores begins to rise, slowly inching its way up towards your group, towards where the child is buried.
Matthias got no fucking rest. Goddamn.
Like the water is going to like get into her grave.
Like, soon to be covered, probably.
You're sick, dude.
Sick nasty.
There's a particular reason for this. DM can't reveal all his secrets.
Hey, the river's
Bro,
still
if you
flowing.
bring this kid back as a water
Still-
zombie, I swear to God.
Still
Shook.
liquefying.
Shook.
Hey, don't get DM ideas, okay? Yeah, the water is rising. Go ahead and make me another religion check.
Well,
Okay. The water continues to rise, and just as it's about to get to the grave, you hear in your head, soon, "Just a child. Just a child." And the water kind of like recedes slightly.
Damn.
I just want to point out how perfectly timed that was with the music.
That's quite good.
right. Well, as much as I hate to admit it, I think your friend has points. These people need help, and you all seem to be the only ones capable and fit enough to give them that help. So, what do you say we get on it?
Ray nods at you. It is the best time to go, and I mean, we're burning daylight. And now that we don't have the companion, we're actually burning daylight. You all notice that the companion gave a lot of light, like to the point that it doesn't matter if it was cloudy or not cloudy, it was pretty much always sunny. However, now you see the clouds, you see the darkness descending upon the area, and a light rain starts to fall on the group as well.
Plus, there's bound to be problems when we get to Baldur's Gate, like the massive flood of refugees that are about to arrive. That's
Yeah,
gonna be a problem.
It'll definitely be a problem. But
We need some way to send a message ahead of our party to the city to let them know.
I'm fast. I could run. I mean, if it comes to that.
It's possible that even if they got a message that they might not be, it might better prepare them to treat us poorly. But I still think it's a good idea if we have means.
Or
I'm
for
just
all we
saying.
know, for all we know, they witnessed it collapse.
Very
from all the
true.
way over there.
DM, logistical question.
Uh-huh.
So we have horses, and there's a technique for going really fast where you have one person with two horses to like run the horse really fast and then switch horses and then run that horse really fast with no load. It like could we send one person to do that to go faster?
Bruh. That's crazy.
How would your character know this was a thing in the first place?
Well, Brant has done a lot of traveling from where he came from, like west. And I think he would have encountered like couriers and stuff that do this.
That's fair. I will let you roll a survival check with advantage to see if you even remember that this is a thing. You remember it's a thing. Just with the 19. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do so. However, it's important to remind, with that 19 survival, I also give you the fact that Baldur's Gate is 200 miles away. At minimum, usually it's a 10-day journey.
But like, if there's any like able-bodied guards, like like if we could give somebody the horses and the message and like send them ahead, then by the time we get there with the whole party of refugees, they will already be aware. So it doesn't necessarily have to be one of us that goes, but we can send a message from one of the town's guard or something. Because one person moving quickly will move very much faster, in a magnitude of days faster than a full party of wounded refugees.
DM, logistical question. Does this, does any of this sound relevant to me at all?
What do you mean by relevant?
How, I can't go deeper, Billy.
You wanna Discord ping me what you mean by this?
Sure.
There's some
Ooh.
shenanigans.
I'm sorry, all. Usually I have a familiar that can fly and deliver messages, but unfortunately my familiar is not with me currently.
My telepathy only reaches 30 feet, so there's that.
Well, you'll have a day to rest and get your familiar on the travel. It's going to take us a long time to get there, so if that's what you need.
I need certain items in order
Oh, I
to
see.
summon my familiar. I need some special herbs and a special lit brazier.
Out
and
of
don't
character,
have
there's
any
plenty of charcoal.
I do still need a brazier though, unfortunately.
Send us out ahead halfway through our journey if it comes to it.
I mean, if we come across the means to do so, I will certainly do my best.
By the way, I've put my like fur cloak back on because it's raining. But you'll see that the left side is still totally dry and it's like steaming because that shit is warm.
DM is private messaging something, so if you guys want to keep doing your thing, I can address anything after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Matthias and just say, friend, I'm sorry about your companions. Were they your children?
No, they were just kids who would not leave me alone.
Sounds like kids to me.
Did you live in the city?
For a little while. I came looking for someone a little while ago. And instead of continuing to look for them, I settled down here because I was afraid. So, here we are.
Well, it looks like you were lucky enough to make it out just in time.
I think maybe we got off on the wrong foot. You were a bit more brazen than I'm used to, but the
No,
way
you
that
got
you
me.
handled
You got me pegged. That's correct.
the way that you handled yourself getting the refugees together was very admirable. So,
Oh yeah, that was nothing. But thank you.
it was not nothing. It is a skill that is powerful and good to have. I make things, potions, elixirs, things like that. If you ever need something, don't hesitate to let me know.
I'm sure I will. elixirs, potions. You got anything to lighten up the mood a bit?
I said I make elixirs, not drugs. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Sorry, I spent a lot of time in Baldur's Gate. They got different types of elixirs over there.
Yes, I heard you mention. Are you from there?
No, I'm not from there, but I've spent maybe 40 years or so in the city.
40. You don't look it.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm an elf. We don't age too quickly.
Oh, of course.
I try to keep myself young at heart as well, you know.
Oh, I can tell.
I don't
give off
Go ahead.
You give off that vibe. Young at heart.
Wait, does Murko just not respond?
He just stares directly at me.
Yeah, young at heart, yo, yeah. Sorry, I got lost in your gorgeous eyes.
Try to do that less.
I'll try. But yeah, is anyone disliking this rain as much as I am? What are we doing? We should get out of here, right?
Rhea nods at you. Yes, it's best that we try to make camp somewhere. Maybe away from the rising water?
I could always try to intimidate the clouds away. Worth a shot, right?
Rhea looks at you. I don't think that's gonna work. Anyways, she mounts her horse and kind of goes to the survivors and kind of make a motion to kind of like march. Does anybody do anything?
Can I, like, a string of interesting ideas from Raul, can I insight check to see if he's being sarcastic? Like, please, dear God.
Yeah.
I'll do anything.
Actually, I don't think Rawl's being sarcastic, though. I'm not gonna lie.
His intelligence is 9. I don't know what you want from this guy.
I just want to know: is he trying to intimidate the clouds away? Is a string of
If you
interesting?
just sing "Rain, Rain, Go Away" hard.
No, he was being sarcastic. It's just been a constant string of him suggesting things he could do to be useful. From a previous conversation.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Cool.
So I would have written in my notes, Raul, not actually incredibly dumb. Yeah.
Not incredibly, just below average. That's all. Cool. Yes, as Rhea kind of like rounds the troop, she looks at you guys kind of expectantly, and we will go ahead and take our bio break. Nice. Yeah. As Rhea kind of looks at the rest of you, kind of waiting for the go ahead, kind of like you'll see some of the refugees start to head down the trailhead.
So, is there any mounted soldiers?
Not here. That you can see.
Do I see, looking around the horizon, do I see the silhouette of anybody on horseback?
This is going to be a really high DC. You can roll perception.
All right. Here comes the 2.
Nice.
No. You do not. It's pretty foggy. It's raining. Kind of obscuring your vision. Hard to see.
Is there anything like, this is gonna sound dumb, but like, is there like any residual like magics in the air, like either from the rain or like from this fucking city disappearing? And yeah,
Like, you just try to ascertain if there's magic in the air, by like
Hell yeah.
touching the air, or
Brother, it's raining on me. You said the rain felt weird. I'm like,
I said it was
the
like
city just disappeared.
it's like a weird time of year.
Like,
Okay,
you know-
but like, the city just disappeared. There was lightning. Like, is there still lightning going on somewhere magically that I could like, you know what I mean?
There's no lightning. It's just the rain. As to an arcane nature of some sort, honestly, there's nothing that points to an arcane thing existing. So unless you're using a
Interesting.
spell or something to like,
No.
yeah,
No.
there's nothing like
Cool.
outright like, oh, this is magic. You know, like there's nothing pointing to that.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So, are there any guards in this group of refugees? There's the guy that I healed earlier.
Hmm?
Is there any others that look maybe a little bit less worse for wear?
Nope.
All right. Do I see him? Is he here?
Yep. He's like on like using his sword still as kind of a crutch.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to him, and just sort of judge his reaction to coming up to him.
He doesn't react. He just kind of looks at you. Hi. Thank you for helping me with what little you could do.
Speaking of, if you'll allow me, I would like to continue what I started.
What do you mean by that?
I'll just sort of touch him and give him a cure wounds.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna continue what I started. I'm just gonna touch him.
Yeah, so to full him Healy, if that's what you're trying to do, he needs another 5 hit points.
Hey!
Very, very swag, much wow. You heal him completely. You see the remaining parts of the kind of shredded clothing underneath the skin heal up and close, and kind of like gets up fully with his longsword, and you realize he is taller than you thought he was. He's actually about 6'5", and he looks over at you. He's like, "Thank you for the help."
Now, if I may, there is something you can do to repay me.
Yes. What could I help you with?
All of these people will need help and refuge. Now, we're currently planning on heading to Baldur's Gate. And we need to let them know what has happened and let them know that people will be coming.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although I'd say there's probably more ahead of us in terms of survivors who are further outside the city.
This is true, but I'm gonna give you my horse, and I need you to get there ahead of the refugees so that they don't end up on the outskirts of the city, so that the city council is prepared for them to arrive.
Sure, I could definitely try to do that. You sure you don't want my help here instead?
There is little in the way of current help other than just trying to get these refugees moved. The real help will come in getting them taken care of.
Alright, sounds good. And he kind of like walks up to you. Where's your horse? Do you have a message?
My horse would be, like, I probably would have fetched it when we all started grouping up and moving, because I got off to get down to the water, but I would have it nearby. Tell them that some sort of magic has destroyed the city of Elturel. Refugees are on their way a few days behind you.
I could certainly try. And he just kind of mounts the horse. Pretty easy for him. He's used to it. He looks down. And, what's your name again?
Brant. Dayseeker.
Brent. My name's Jacob. And he will hold out a hand.
I'll shake it.
Well, hope you can take care of these people. They did not deserve this. I will do my best to vouch for you all.
We will do what we can.
He nods and start taking off with the horse down the path.
I'll turn and walk back to the rest of the group.
What's your plan, homies?
I thought we were riding towards Baldur's Gate.
Just gonna.
Which we are, but like nobody but us has horses, so we're gonna be slow and people are hurt. So it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a long trip.
You know, I was eating my pretzels, and it's not a retcon, you know, you don't have to grant this to me, but, like, I would have liked to give in my rations to Mr. Jacob.
We can wreck on that.
Sweet, thank you.
You gave him your pretzels.
Because I don't want to carry it anymore, I'm gonna find the nearest old man and just give him a quarterstaff, because it's a walking stick for him. I don't want it anymore. Clogging up my inventory.
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
Nice.
What would your character think of as being an old man?
Gray hair. Simple as that.
Sure. Yeah, you see a rather older gentleman, human, kind of
You just give it to
with the
Matthias.
kids and the with the kids and with the with the kids and the woman kind of with several carts behind him. Looks like he could use a quarterstaff. You hand it to him and he kind of bows his head and thanks.
Yeah, put some pep in your step. Hit the road.
He nods.
Great. Now, who needs a couple of darts?
You just say this out loud?
Yeah. Like out loud to the party, anyone who hears it, who wants some darts?
You feel a little tug on the back of your, like the back of wearing. I can't remember what you're wearing.
It's just leather, I think. Or no, I'm not wearing armor, so it's just regular travels clothes.
Yeah, you feel on your like pants, the pull, kind of pretty low down, and you see a little, the same young boy who had just been fished out of the water look up at you with eyes. Go darts!
Here, 11 darts. Go nuts.
Darts! I
Don't
love
poke your eye out.
darts.
Did you just mime throwing them at him?
No. I just like how I wad
Go kid, have
wad
some
'em
darts.
Up. I just wad them up, and here you go. Go crazy.
You see the kid's eyes like get super like filled with excitement and enjoy, and he like runs to his mother and he's like, "Look at the darts!" His mother just like looks at him and looks at you just with a shocked expression on her face, and then just like hurriedly like pats him behind her. Obviously very confused why you would give a kid darts. But doesn't say
Giant
anything.
fucking yellow dragon.
The yellow dragon wearing black armor is just like, here, take some darts, kid. Don't poke your eye out.
Jesus.
You'll poke your eye out, kid.
like black clothes and like a black bandana. It's just doing my own thing.
DM, crucial question. What is the Forgotten Realms equivalent of the Red Rider BB gun? What is the toy?
I don't even know.
Obviously.
It would be. I mean, technically, like darts would
Or
be
is it like
pretty
a sling
similar.
or a slingshot.
A slingshot would probably be the closest you're gonna get to like that type of thing.
Good to know.
All right, what are we doing here, folks? Are we moseying on?
I think we're moseying at least until sunset, and then setting up camp. I would
Oh,
assume, but I don't want to make that decision for everybody.
Sounds about right. Stay on the
Sounds
roads.
Reasonable to me.
Yeah.
And I would think that we would have some members of the party in front of like the bulk of the refugees and some sort of spread throughout so we can communicate to each other, but we're sort of not leaving any part of the train unattended.
About how many are we total?
With how well you gathered up refugees, you have about 50 refugees with you.
Wow.
So I don't have a horse anymore, so I'm gonna sort of stay in the middle to keep an eye on people.
yeah, I'd probably give my horse to like some poor sap, and I'll lead the horse, and they can ride on the horse. Maybe a poor sap or two.
Zephyr actually likes kids, so he'll probably try to see if any of the kids want to ride his horse. And try to, like, distract him from what's going on.
Yeah, you'll see you get like an entire cluster of little kids who like are trying to just for the horse themselves and like clambering over it and trying to get on and kind of bouncing around you.
At the
Enjoy
moment,
the horse, don't push, don't shove, everyone can take a turn.
at the moment, nothing is riding my horse, but just giving it a break at the moment. So hopefully, no one just goes, "Oh, free horse."
Free horse.
Bring it a break so that you can eat it in 3 days.
Exactly. That's the plan. When we get to Baldur's Gate, it is lunch.
Oh my god, we're all.
Jesus Christ.
More like Baldur's 8.
Ooh. That sounds like a good time.
Cool.
That's a seasonal restaurant.
Who's leading the pact, if anybody is?
I'm the only one on a horse, presumably, here, so I guess I'll stay towards the front and I'll lead.
You can do so. Go ahead and make me a survival check. It's good enough. Yeah, you continue down the path, taking the party with you. You are just about at sunset, on kind of first leg of the journey. When you actually go ahead and make me a perception check, because your passive is not. That is high enough. You hear the loud galloping of what appears to be some type of group, and coming around the bend. For the purpose of this, all of you are going to be up front, and I did not want to have to put 50 tokens on the map. Well, yeah, you come around the bend and you see a kind of a furred coat gentleman riding in the front, and Murko, you would recognize the rest of this group as being people you probably are not as keen about, but they are a part of the Hell Riders. Wearing heavy armor, And their army itself is kind of like emblazoned with the symbol of a companion on a bigger star behind it. And they wear kind of a red and silver kind of tinted armor. But the guy in front is not wearing this armor.
Ironic.
About how far are they from us? Oh, I can see the map. And that guy in front, is he recognizable to us? Or
Nope.
to me, to whoever? No?
You have not seen him before. As he approaches, you'll again hear kind of everybody will hear this too at this point. The loud kind of clomping of hoofs, and he kind of comes to a stop here, and he's like, "The name's Shen. Who's in charge of this group?"
Rawl will instantly go, me. That's me.
And what's your name? You don't look like you're from around here.
I'm from here. Don't worry about that. I'm Rawl. Who are you?
Like, searching around for Rhea fiercely.
Yeah.
Ferociously.
Name's Captain Shin. I am a part of the Hell Riders.
Great.
Y'all are a bit late.
We were on patrol outside the city when everything happened. We were on our way back to figure out if we could find any other Hell Riders who may have gotten out of whatever that was.
Well, if there were some, they'd be with us, and I don't think they are.
Well,
Haven't seen
There
any
might-
yet.
there might be one. Continues furiously searching.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Who? Oh.
You see Rhea kind of at the back of the pack with the older people. She apparently isn't given notice to this new group that has approached.
There is a Miss Rhea Mantlemorn in our midst, further back, it seems. If that means anything to you.
Rhea. Huh. Rhea. Doesn't sound familiar. Are you on special assignment or something? How do you know the Hell Riders?
Is that who she was working for?
I don't think so, but is what it is.
Rhea was or rather is a Hell Rider under a Gideon Light Ward, if memory
Yeah, she
serves.
was. Yes, she was a Hell Rider.
Okay, my bad.
Is
Oh, Gideon! Have you seen him? We've actually one of the
you-
people we're looking for.
Probably
We were on
in the
assignment
city.
from Gideon.
You were on assignment from Gideon. What do you have you doing?
Cultists.
We're Hell Rider contractors.
Yeah, we tend to do that sometimes, for some more delicate manners. Well, if you were all on assignment from Gideon, that could mean a lot. But unless I have proof from you that you actually were on assignment from Gideon, I'm just gonna take it you guys were just adventurers who somehow survived what just happened to the city.
Everyone
Oh.
here has a pin that we received from the Hell Riders. I don't know if that pin would help or not.
does everyone Rawl? Does everyone have
No,
it, Rawl?
I am the only one who doesn't have one, but is what it is.
Listen,
Yeah, we got
our assignment required discretion, but we do have the proper paperwork. I can assure you. What is it to you anyway? The city has suffered a great tragedy far beyond, I'm sure, what either of us were working on.
You're right. I just hope it's not linked in some way. Well, that being said, If there's nothing else you guys can provide us in terms of information, we need to keep searching for other Hell Riders or other people who might be in danger. I would suggest you all make your way to Baldur's Gate. That's where we've been suggesting other survivors to go.
Is there anything up the road we should know about?
Other than a throng of refugees all making their way to Baldur's Gate, not really that we saw.
Expected that much.
Perhaps you could talk with Rhea. She might know more.
Yes, I can talk to this Rhea. You said, how is she associated with the Hell Riders exactly? Still don't remember that name for some reason. Although I've been on assignment for a while.
She didn't tell us.
Well,
All we know is that we're under Gideon, and so is she, and she's above us.
worth talking to at least. Oh, this mess. Whatever this is, can't be good for anyone.
Well, it was obviously good for someone.
Slam the
One someone
insight
in
check
particular.
button, please. Please let me slam the insight check button, boss.
Yeah, you're just trying to tell if he's telling the truth?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
I want to slam the button.
+5 is a little intimidating.
Yeah, watch it.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Cool.
I don't know how much y'all do or don't know. You must have seen the companion strike down on the city in one way or another. On accounts from the survivors, it seems like there were a horde of creatures involved in the assault. Not sure what kind or of what degree, but that's all the information we got.
Interesting. These creatures, what do they resemble? We've fought vampires before. Guess it would make sense for them to come want to have their revenge.
Yeah, we're not sure, but vampires would be consistent potentially with some of the injuries that we witnessed, claw marks in particular. Although it could be anything with injuries like that.
I hate to say it, but the injuries sounded slightly reminiscent of demon kind. Not that I'm incredibly well acquainted, but it rang a bell from an account that we had from some of the injured of horns and fangs and twisted shapes. Not sounds like they were not of this world.
Interesting. Well, that certainly does not bode well. I've not seen demons ever within Elturel. Well, thank you for the information. We'll continue and I'll stop by and talk to Ray on the way. Unless you have anything else to give me that might be helpful.
Your name again was?
Name's Shin. Captain Shin.
Hi, Captain.
Oh, Captain.
Yes.
I did hear something after Elturel was hit with all the lightning and thunder. Somebody said the hour of my revenge is at hand. Would you happen to know where that might have come from? Who might have said that?
Revenge? For what? No.
I'm not sure. I just heard it. I just heard a voice say that as the city was destroyed.
No, I'm sorry. I have no idea. This is all quite strange. Have you seen the Overseer by chance?
We've
To
seen
be
I'd like to-
clear, that was not in the common tongue either. That was in oh, what language was it? Oh, Infernal. No, I know. I was just.
I'm gonna slink back into the injured at this moment.
Okay.
So I don't know if it being in that language means anything, but all information is good information. Yes.
I mean, it helps regardless, and if I can find the High Overseer, it might even be more useful information. Did he escape? You know?
We don't know if there are any survivors other than the ones traveling with us. So no.
It's fair. Alright, well. Here. And he takes out a little bag, throws it at Murko. Not sure how much that will get you, but it's basically what we would be paying the city when we got back anyways. Should be 6 gold.
Well, he's the leader, and I throw it to Raw.
Oh,
We're never going to see that again.
My apologies, Raw.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, I will go talk to Rhea. And he and his group stop trotting paths. Jens, what are you doing with the sickies?
I am curious why he didn't know who Rhea was. And so I'd like to watch Rhea as we proceed.
You'd like to what?
Watch Rhea as we proceed. Just because, like, Rhea seemed pretty cool. She's a teenager, but, like, you know, I'm partly looking out for her, partly like, why don't you know this person? Like, you know, not that I don't know anything about the Hell Riders, so I have, like, no suspicions, but it's like, don't you know people of your order, you know? Kind of vibe.
Wasn't Rhea, like, raised by Hell Riders? So wouldn't she have been with the group for a while? Which would be even higher chance of them knowing who she is.
So yeah, I didn't even remember that. That's not part of my reasoning.
I remember her saying, like, I was like raised by the Hell Riders, and we were in that first little tavern.
So I just want to keep an eye trained backward. That's all.
Sure. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Cool bean.
I didn't mean to step on any toes when they asked who the leader was. I wasn't trying to force my way into that quote unquote role. I just jumped in just to mess with the guy. Didn't expect anything to happen with that.
Say this in character.
Yeah. I don't have the charisma to be a leader, so yeah. I was just messing.
You're selling yourself short, Raw. I think.
I was just messing with the guy, genuinely. I don't want to be leader.
Yeah,
all the more reason to elect you as one.
Oh, no.
Jens like chokes on his own spit.
Now, I do have some contribute. Like, I can make contributions to the group, but I am no leader. I'm more of the advisor, if you will.
While Jens is spying on their interaction, I'm gonna just quickly go to Matthias and say, "Hey, Matthias, do you know much about the history of Elturel? You give off a scholarly vibe. Is that accurate, or am I missing something?"
He adjusts his glasses. I don't know what would give you that idea.
Now, in your mind, does anyone, is there anyone known that has a motive of revenge over the entire city of Elturel? That has to be a short list of potential suspects. Zephyr there said he heard something about enacting revenge when we saw the nuke go off.
Kind and benevolent DM.
Yes.
I know out of character. I don't know what I would know in character.
What exactly are you trying to glean here?
They're talking about the revenge dude, the hour of my revenge. He's asking if I have if I know who or what could be happening if I knew the city history well enough.
If he knows of an obvious suspect.
Historically.
I am very learned.
This is a great... But this is not like your... I'll say you can roll history with a disadvantage. Because while you are learned, this particular thing is not something that... Yeah. I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, no. You have no idea.
Unfortunately, my studies are in chemicals and what plants might kill you if you eat them, not history.
Oh, and that's where we overlap. I'm all about nature and the outdoors and surviving outside. So I think plants, you and I can be a bit mutual on.
I think maybe you should leave the plants to me. You're too busy leading, right? That's what you did?
No. I don't want no.
That's
But
exactly right.
You did so well back there.
All I did was claim to be leader and stand back, and everyone else did the job. I just watched. I was just supervising, I guess.
Well, if
He is
you ever
the most
decide that you want to
charismatic.
try for leader, you have my votes.
Oh no.
But I'm not adverse to books or libraries, so when we get to Baldur's Gate, I might know where to start researching.
Fair enough.
Cool. Anything else that you guys would like to do as you finish your discussion and you hear the Hell Riders behind you start running in the other direction?
I'm just so mad that for both times that Matthias has said anything, Jens has been busy. Because I still don't know fucking jack about Matthias.
Yeah, you still don't know anything.
Yes.
Anything else Simba would like to do?
I just want to keep going up and down the column of people, just trying to check in with people, making sure they're okay, trying to do what I can to keep morale up, keep people moving until sunset.
Cool.
I was just gonna hit his drum a bit to kind of set a cadence. Maybe that'll help people keep pace with the procession.
Yeah, all the people that are going to be limping.
Yeah, just limp to
Can't
time.
keep a consistent walk.
Limp and syncopation. Here you go.
Very nice. Anything
Zephyr
else?
is just going to be using his magic. He's just going to be going back and forth between prestidigitation and minor illusions to kind of just do some light shows and sound effects and put on as minor of a show as he can to kind of entertain people.
A walk and talk and rave.
Dude, if I was a refugee and some clown came by and started doing street performances while I'm trying to walk in my broken leg, I'd be so angry.
Holy fuck.
Oh, hey kids, my dad is dead. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is Zephyr. He's doing whatever he can to try to put a smile on someone's face.
Zephyr, you can go ahead and roll performance with straight roll, because you would have had advantage since roll is also performing, but also these people are in very bad shape and not really looking for someone to put the smile on their face at the moment.
Well, thank God I'm great at rolling.
Canonically, very, very good at rolling.
Worse.
I mean, it's not
Very average.
horrible. You try to increase the spirits, and like you see, like the kids like it, but the adults are having none of it. But nobody confronts you directly about doing this.
That's pretty much the story of my life. The kids love me, the adults hate me.
Very fair. Very fair.
Mood.
Cool. Well, you guys continue on the road. Murko, are you still leading?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me another survival check.
While we're walking and it's still raining and everybody's getting wet, I'm gonna I'm not carrying the flame anymore, but I'm gonna crank up the heat a little bit on myself, so I'm just like real warm as I'm like walking past people to like help them dry off a little and stay a little warm, especially like any kids because they'll get cold real quick.
Yeah, you see several kids kind of like scoot closer to you as you kind of start radiating more heat, and kids are obviously very like excited by this and think it's really cool. So the kids will like kind of huddle by you, and several will look up at you, kind of like amazed looks in their eyes at the heat you're producing.
You know, I'll do the uncle hair ruffle.
Here's hoping the Human Torch doesn't tire out.
True. With a 14 survival, you successfully make it to a good spot for camp. Now, the spot is good enough. It's not necessarily super well hidden, and it is by the path, but it's a little off that, like, if you post somebody, then keep watch of what's going on outside. Yeah, you guys hitch up for the night. People start unpacking, getting themselves situated, kind of around the area. Need to pull you all on the map. And again, for purposes of this, we're going to say the refugee part of the camp is behind your part of the camp. So they'll be off map, but they're there. And
Billy, I swear to God, if you last minds of Fandelverus in the night, I'm going to kill myself.
why would I do such a thing to you?
You killed
I
two
can only
kids.
handle that once. I can only handle that once in my life.
Back-to-back sessions of kid murder. I mean, come on now.
You potentially killed 4 kids.
Hey, just because my players have wild imaginations doesn't mean I actually did the things that they think I did, alright?
Woof.
You murdered at least 1 child.
Hey, I didn't murder the child. Your bad medicine checks murdered the child.
So now it's our fault. Okay.
Whoa. Question, what happened to Althea?
Althea was up and walking after a brief
Okay.
respite. She didn't die. She just got...
Cool.
There was something there, but nobody explored it, so...
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, did we
I'm
just
sorry
leave
we
this
were
fucking
distracted by
person
the
on
child
ground?
murder.
Hey, you know, people get distracted by things people... It's not my fault.
Yeah, man. You know, one man's child is another man's child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just the DM, alright? I just exist. Anyways, yes, feel free to drag yourselves wherever you would like to be on this map. As you settle in for the night, get set. Rhea will be off with, again, with the younger and older people, taking care of them.
The map is
I'm gonna
black
cast
for me.
alarm around our little campsite.
Map is black. No.
Out of curiosity, is there any sand on the ground at all? Any at all?
Not in this particular area. There is dirt.
Looking for sand. It's okay.
Zephyr
a little side
will take
hustle.
this opportunity to start casting Find Familiar.
You can definitely do so. What does that look like?
So he's pretty much just he's just meditating, mostly just trying to concentrate. And there's kind of like a light breeze that just kind of like swirls around him, kind of like he's conjuring something.
Very nice.
And he will do that for about an hour and 10 minutes.
You should be able to see now. Question mark?
Yeah.
Awesome. What are the rest of you doing?
Matthias is gonna. He's whipping and flipping, doing alchemy things. He's gonna look at Murko and be like, trying to signal him over.
And I'll
Yeah,
take
I'll
the first
approach.
camp watch. So I'm just like sort of, I find like a rock or something. I'm just sitting on it and scanning.
Sure.
Rawl is going to leave the wolf with Brent to assist with like smelling and hearing.
Okay.
I finish up casting alarm and go over to Matthias.
These people that you're with, do you trust them?
I don't trust anybody, but relatively speaking, yeah, I trust them.
The man from earlier with the Hell Riders, Captain Shen. I've seen him before. Something that he said is troubling me.
What's that?
He said that he hoped that his assignments was not connected to what happened. Have you ever heard of the Church of Bane?
Actually, yeah. Why do you ask?
His assignment was to take a hard look at the Fists of Bane, the fanatics of the church. Something about him thinking they're connected just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, well, we were sent to investigate some fanatics of our own, Cult of the Dragon, and we found some potential artifacts of the Bane fanatics, or at least their markings on an altar out there in the woods.
Oh, good. I was worried that there was going to be one cult.
Yeah, and there's a third. You know much about you ever been to Baldur's Gate?
No.
Well, when we get there, the five of us were intent on investigating the Cult of the Dead 3. I don't know if you heard of them, but apparently they might be involved as well. Not sure how everything is connected here, but maybe the Church of Bane is a common thread in some way.
Well, evidence at your previous gathering, Captain Shen's words, and what just happened in town, I'm willing to bet there's something more there than meets the eye, unfortunately.
And where do you fall into all this?
Could I stumble in? You're like with my huge lack of charisma.
Oh shit! You scared the shit out of me, man. How long are you standing there?
I'm sorry. I just how did what was it wrong exactly with Captain Shen and Church of the Bane? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Eavesdropping.
Fire. I was distracted with the fire. Now I'm here. Yes.
Your friends always do this. Just happen to fall around places.
Yeah, this one does.
All around. I I I'd had.
Go on.
What do you mean?
I was telling your friend here that Captain Shen's assignment was to investigate the Fists of Bane. Apparently, you all ran into some fanatics or fanatical structure out on your last assignment as well.
Yes, I go big truly. Some indeed fanatics. Some form of necromancy that I did not appreciate well. But I know nothing of these Bane.
We did find a note.
I didn't realize I was having a conversation with
God,
the entire
Jesus
camp.
Christ, Raul, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here hugging the flames, just chilling. Don't mind me.
Yes,
Holy
he
shit.
was next to me.
You two are gonna give me a heart attack out here. I hope you got that.
We
those-
did find a note after we encountered those Bane folks.
Were those the Bane folk?
Yeah, we were fighting those cultists, and there was a note we found from the cult of the dragon.
Yeah, they were Cult of the Dragon, but they did have some.
They wanted to recover something, I believe, from under or from, I don't know. They wanted to recover something from the Dead Three, something about a bathhouse.
And the artifacts that they were, or at least the altar that they were interacting with, did have a marking of Church of Bane. So there is clearly a through line here.
Well, if you learn anything in science, it's that the easiest solution is usually the correct one.
Now, the mission, the assignment that we were sent on, was very hush hush and sort of, you know, we were assigned in a back alley roundabout way, and it was the Hell Riders in association with Gideon, with Onthar. Wasn't it? It was two different sort of factions that had aligned to give us this job. Isn't that right, fellas?
I can't. Who are you?
Me?
Me?
No, Murko,
Oh.
please. I mean, we've just met you. Matthias, yes. I just, we've been on such a terribly covert operation, and to now just be spouting this amongst others. I am not one for great secrecy, but I just haven't met you. I apologize.
Well, he's
Not to
given
be
us
overly
more,
imprudent.
so far anyway, he's given us more information than our employers have. And I don't think we're going to see much of that gold that we're owed anytime soon.
Yes, I do not fundamental trust our employers either. So, sorry.
But no, you're right to be skeptical here. Matthias, how do you know this about Shin, Captain Shin?
Hiram is I apprentice under him. And he used to work for people doing things.
No insight check needed.
So Shady Shin, huh?
Was
Not-
he gave out candy to children? Is that what we're talking about?
I think that's exactly what we're talking about.
Oof.
What 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 does Candy have to do with Shen?
There were people in Elturel who looked out for other people. He is staring daggers. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm just gonna shut up. Like, I'll just say nothing.
He used to drive for Uber, all right? He's not the brightest. You got to spell it out for him. But to be fair, I don't even know what the hell you mean. I get it. There are people involved with other people, but in what capacity does it make it unsavory, specifically?
Look, just know that the people that my boss worked for, that I now work for, were the kind of people that want to help. Okay? That's it.
And Shin was your boss
No,
at one point.
I knew Shen. Never spoke with him. Saw his face. I knew what assignment he was working on because the people that I know knew what assignment he was working on.
And who do you work for?
God. Soon.
DM is not here. God
Jens.
means things to Jens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jens, you know a thing or two about God. Who does he work for?
I'm gonna give a little provisional religion check in the absence of Billy. And we'll find out what happened. Oh God, I know, probably know nothing.
Listen,
My mouth shut.
I think we're already neck deep in a "I'll show you mine if you show me yours" type of conversation here. We've divulged our employer, um, despite Jens's apprehension here. Matthias, we're gonna need you to come as clean as you possibly can. Is there something? Who do you work for?
If I tell you, it stays between us. You, me, the dragon, and the stumbling man.
Just
Agreed?
like nod my head, knowing that I'm the stumbling man.
Agreed.
Agreed, Dragonborn.
Sure.
That instills a lot of confidence. The Harpers.
I mean, Raw works for Raw, so there's that.
Instant credibility. Instant credibility. The credibility's off the charts. This is a trustworthy guy.
The
I
kids.
look over.
I don't say that out loud.
I look over to Raw. I mean, yeah, and I see the affirmation wash over his face.
Yeah, you might see a bulging of eyes briefly. Yeah.
The Harpers, I don't know what that means. But if that's another player in this whole thing, and they're presumably, according to you anyway, Matthias, on the right side of things, and I suppose it's good that you're here with us.
Just know that it is less about power and more about the knowledge with the Harpers. Let that tell you what it will.
Question for Matthias. Do you have any like broken vials or broken bottles that just did not hold up well for some reason?
I'm sure I do. Why?
Like any glass shard? I work with glass, and I'm just trying to keep busy.
Sure. He'll look around his backpack. I'm sure DM, part of his alchemist kit, there's like a broken beaker or something in there that I can give him. Yeah, he'll pull out like 2 halves of a beaker. knock yourself out.
All right, I'll try to put it back together. He's got glass blowers tools and odds and ends.
Well, now that we've shown each other ours, as you're saying, it appears that we are inexplicably linked. I think it may be best if we travel together for a little while.
Agreed. Now, it's only the three of us, and I know we agreed to some secrecy here, but so far, we've been pretty transparent among the fuller group. And I imagine there's two members that might want to be filled in some capacity or another. Just be aware of that.
Matthias, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Since this really only concerns you.
Oh,
Let's fucking go.
Oh,
He can see sounds.
Sure.
I am perceiving, boys. I'm perceiving.
Taste the rainbow.
You will see briefly. You actually, this is something you'll just hear. You'll just hear a crack of wood, like a twig breaking, in the direction of the refugee camp.
He'll reach into his bag and pull out one of his alchemist supply beakers that looks just straight up like a gun.
what?
Shall we? I think it might be time to go visit the camp to make sure.
What in tarnation is that?
Oh, this? Don't worry about this. Just
I-
to keep things light, fun, you know.
All right.
Quick. Can I like history check? Can I like see if I remember to what extent my knowledge of the like? Do I know that the Harpers don't want to know that, or am I aware that Harper folk like aren't outwardly like revealing with their association, or is this like an overly Matthias thing?
No. You know for sure that the Harpers are a secretive organization that
Secrecy.
don't
Cool.
don't reveal themselves.
Sick, nasty.
Matthias
Cool.
insufferable. That's true. 100%. That's true.
Yeah, I wasn't rolling for that. No, just kidding.
So what? Why did Matthias pull out a glass thing? What's going on here?
I heard something
You heard
coming
some. Okay.
from the camp. Might be worthwhile to check it out.
Raul will just give a sharp whistle for the wolf, I guess. Follow Matthias.
Joanne.
And he'll walk toward the camp.
Cool. The rest of you following?
yeah.
Unless somebody physically touches me, I am continuing with my ritual.
Yeah, I would have been like walking around and headed towards the camp anyway.
This is where you heard the twig break, by the way.
Whoa, Kenny.
Yeah.
Matthias, as you approach, you will see what appears to be silvery white hair of someone who's hiding behind the tree in front of you.
He points the glass blown gun at it, and then look over to the others and like,
The glass blown gun.
hey.
I'll try to like circle around to the side. Try to get a better angle, flank maybe.
I having Matthias' cred gone from like a quick 1 to a quick 20. For me, I'll just like, oh, this is never mind. I'm just gonna shut up. I don't know how spells work.
I will do something. I would like to cast a command.
Sure, you can do so. Although you cannot see this creature, so just keep that in mind.
Isn't it within? It just says it's a range of 60 feet.
Isn't command like if it can hear you?
True, it might be.
It says you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range.
Ah, see.
Yeah, it is C. You can go roll perception if you'd like to see this thing. The only person that has seen this person is Matthias, and that's because of a... Yeah, you see her. You see the silver hair.
Then I will say expose. Because that's the only one word I can think of to like get them to come out.
You say expose.
You're
I think so.
exposed. Get
Good.
exposed.
Well, that's interesting.
I
The
like
inter-
that one.
Well, I can say other words. It's only the one that that like is the command, right?
Yeah.
So I'd probably say like you should reveal yourself and have reveal be the
Oof.
Yes. You said expose. And you see a very pretty silvery haired elf step out from behind the tree. She curtsies to you. The name Ira.
Gesundheit. I didn't say that out loud.
Okay.
Is that a language that is common or not?
That is common. She said the name Ira.
Oh.
The name Ira.
You just prevented atrocities of low charisma from happening, so thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, leader,
Right.
there's a young woman out here that maybe you want to speak to?
I can do.
Leader.
Not me.
Why are you
I get-
lurking in our camp?
Yeah, what was the lurk?
I was not lurking, I was just happened upon your camp. I know you were the ones that saved us, so figured I would come say my thanks.
Insight check.
You could definitely do so.
Hit the button.
With a passive insight of 14 help?
Nope. Passive would not. Nope. She seems to be telling the truth.
Sick.
You're one of the refugees?
Yes.
Survivors?
Yes, I was unfortunately one of the ones who made it out, or fortunately, I'm not quite sure yet.
Well,
lesson
you want to
between
come take
friends.
us? Go ahead, sir.
A lesson between friends. Hiding in the dark outside somebody's camp does not tend to lead them to believe you're friendly. If you wanted to come say hi, you're more than welcome to come say hi.
He nods.
I
Go ahead.
I think she is one of the refugees.
I don't doubt that.
Ira looks at Matthias and says, well, as they say, all beings should walk free of fear, should they not?
Matthias like puts the gun on his shoulder.
Oh my god.
With the right to live their lives as they wish. I agree.
Indeed. And she curtsies to you. You have quite nice friends.
They're worse up close.
Yeah, speaking of which, we were just talking about ultimate conspiracy, and now that you seem to know as much as I do, we might have to kill you. So, you want to come sit around this fire and we can get better acquainted?
Whoa, boys. I have a date. I will be talking to you all later.
Yes, I am
Oh,
very happy to see you. I was hoping I was able to catch you here.
Alchemist
Right.
Riz, excuse me.
Well, we are going to have ourselves a nice little walk, and I'm going to make sure that the young Ida gets back to camp safely. I assume that you all can handle yourselves for a little while.
Yeah, you're gonna murder her, right?
He like thunks the gun to his head. Yeah, of course, obviously.
All right, good.
She holds out her hand.
He'll take it.
She
Good nights.
will walk with you, heading towards the refugee camp.
You could say
What
that
up?
the two of them have chemistry.
fuck.
Listen,
Would
fellas,
I?
The
If
drum line.
if there's one thing you should know, it's never to trust an elf, especially when they're in
Agreed.
the woods spying on you.
Did I clock that as like some Harper thing? Can I like, dude? Like, I'm a simple man. It's been a few years.
Stumbling man. Just
I'm a simple
stumbling
Uber
away.
driver.
Sorry, this is a pretty. I don't. History with disadvantage.
That's what I'm talking about.
By the way, when Murko says never trust an elf, I'm just gonna nod and then walk by and shoulder check him as I walk by.
Oof. Passive aggressive. Ooh.
Genuinely, it just seemed like this was a young lady who stumbled upon the saviors of her group, and I mean, it doesn't seem like a Harper thing. She's probably just a refugee.
Huh. I'm a dumbass.
Cool. Well, while Matthias does his thing, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going back on watch.
Before he does, I fill him in on the conversation that we had. I don't want to disturb Zephyr unless he's finished up his ritual. But I'll fill Brant in on. I'll divulge everything that Matthias said, and I'll say, Jens, you were probably right to be skeptical of him. But before you approached, he'd already divulged a bit of information, and I felt comfortable giving him what little we have. Not sure if it was the right move, but, here we are. He seems like a
Yes.
decent guy, right? I mean, what's y'all's read on him?
We've known him for less than a day. I think whatever read we have right now is not necessarily one to go off of, but at the moment he wanted to help. So I'm willing to work with him, but I say we were cautious.
Some other. They're not well known to me, but some other associates of the Harpers have been very kind to me in the past, and what he says is true, then we may have better cause to believe him than complete stranger. They've been very, very, very good to me before. Some of them, if they're assuming they're still alive.
The Harpers, does that mean anything to you, Brant?
Does it? I don't think it does. I've only been in the city for like a week.
Okay.
DM, would I have known anything about that?
The Harpers, or just general
Yeah.
knowledge? No. The Harpers are a secret organization that not many people know about. Jens only knows about them for a very specific background thing.
God bless.
Literally.
Dude, I'm saying, telling you.
Listen, now that he's out on that date, Jens, what's up with the ink you got?
The ink?
Yeah, that we were out there fighting the other day, yesterday, or today. Was it yesterday? Gosh, time's flying. But you flashed your bare chest to the cultist zombies, presumably to shoot some sort of Superman ray or something. I don't know what was going on, but I caught a glimpse of your chest, and first of all, you got a better physique than you lead on, but secondly, you seem to have some ink or something. What's going? Were you branded? What is that?
Well, I don't think it's ink really, but I'm not bashful. I'll like undo my little shirt.
Don't
kinda
smile
just
like that while you're doing it. It's weird.
I'll just like stop at the last button, no.
See my holy symbol.
Fuck you guys. RPing is impossible with you bastards.
Remember the dead kids. It's fine.
Jesus.
It's only 6 hours later.
Yeah, no big deal. I don't think that this is ink. This, I guess it's not a long story, but I think that I have some of the basic magics that I possess now are from he starts over. This is not a tattoo. I think you may be right to call it a brand. Though I don't quite know myself. I have affinity with that is where some of my magic is from, and this is that physical manifestation of that ability. It's not incredibly all too clear to me either, but it's like hard to remember what exactly I know about this.
Is it something? Is it something we need to be worried about?
I'm not worried. But I don't know if you should be. I don't so.
I'll sort
It's
of put
never
my
been
feet
a-
up. Are celestials concerning to you?
Do I know what a celestial is?
Go ahead and roll me a religion check. Jens is a complicated fellow, friends.
Dude, it's bad. It's all bad. Like,
Yeah, you know for sure celestials are gods.
and what did you say, Brant?
I said, do you think celestials are concerning?
Do I think the gods are concerning? I hope not. It's not like I have a. It's not like I'm married to one. I mean, I don't.
Well, you're tied to one.
You're right. But I mean, I don't abundantly. I don't have great knowledge of celestials writ large, or much knowledge of this connection to the deities of light. To be honest with you, it's not incredibly clear to me, but I know that I draw my magical power from this tie to one of the deities of light. And, forgive me for being less forthcoming, but I really don't know much more.
That's all right. I appreciate you sharing what you do know anyway. I'm not worried if you're not, but you seem a little less confident than maybe you're hoping to be. Your deity, your deity is like, he's chill, right?
She is. Well, he is. He's chill,
Go ahead and make
I
me
think.
a Constitution saving throw. Jens.
Fucking fear, I know.
I mean, if you tell me your deity, I'll tell you mine.
Jens, you feel a sharp pain in your side, almost as a warning.
Would that like clock as something that I have to like react to, or is that something that's like internal?
It's more like an internal thing.
Okay. Are they chill? I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, shit, me too. Does your mark present itself as like a symbol, or is it like a wound, or?
So it's having seen it very clearly in like the firelight, or not incredibly clearly, for what you can see, it's this like it's almost this it's just a very simple iconography of like perhaps like a quarter of the sun, as if you had like the sun with like the rays coming out from all sides, and then it's just like the top quarter of it, like that's what's there. So
Got
like some
it.
sun rays and like some of the round edge of the sun, and it's in like it almost looks like a burn that isn't healed. It's kind of like brown in a way that the flesh is not like injured, but it looks as if it was like just branded like all the time. And so it's this like brown imprinting iconography on my chest.
As you guys are saying this, you hear Brant behind you. You hear a kind of twig snap, and you'll see Matthias reappear.
Missy?
Yeah, where'd you put the body?
Back at the other camp, you fucking weirdo.
She was spying on us. What do you mean? I'm the normal one here.
It's fine. She is back in the other camp. Everything is okay. Just relax.
Can I insight check that one?
Yeah, you can. Want to roll a deception roll? I mean, you're not necessarily.
I'm not being deceptive.
You're not being deceptive. What would a 13 get him in terms of like understanding? I guess how you say this.
What was said was said. Communication has happened, for better or for worse. Now I have information. Maybe relevant. Maybe. He'll walk back over to his alchemist supplies and pull some stuff off the fire and cork it up. Hey, Uber, take this. And he'll hand you a potion of healing.
I don't
Ooh.
think I clumsily didn't clock that he's talking to me until this outstretched potion. Thank you very much. Is this a... What's this?
If you get hurt, you can drink it, and it will make you feel better. I need that flask back too, by the way. So when you're finished, wash it and then give it back.
Thank you. It's very kind. Would it be wrong to... Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that we're done here, actually. Thanks. Is he always like that?
Yeah, you'll get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I don't even think he's used to it.
After the elf was like it showed up and then left, Raul's been working over the campfire, trying to like make a new beaker from the pieces that he got.
Sure.
I'm not sure what tool proficiency roll you want me to do here for making a
Very
new
hot
one.
campfire.
You have glass blowers tools?
Yes.
Go ahead and make me a proficiency with that.
With what stat exactly?
I would say this is a wisdom check.
Wisdom?
Yep. And then after you do that, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as well.
Oh, that didn't work. Do I just roll straight wisdom, I guess?
If you have the glass blowers tools in your inventory, which you don't. Well, normally you would. But yeah, just go ahead and give me a straight wisdom then.
Weird. Not sure why that's like that.
Yeah, I'll say you can make the glass beaker out of the glass that you do have.
I'll just turn around and return it.
Wow, that's really hot. Thank you for trying to hand it directly to me.
Let it sit for a bit. Dang it.
Then why did you hand it to me? That's
Where else would I put it? On the ground?
the ground so it can cool.
Yeah, just put it in the dirt. Okay.
Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw, please. Roll.
Oh, wisdom's okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Whenever Raul does something real smart, he has to make a wisdom save. No.
And now make a charisma save. Charisma save, sorry.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
What's happening?
Cool. Yeah, everything seems fine. You guys hanging out for the night. We are gonna close session here.